Hi, welcome to this SAP FICO training video. Today we will be talking about data migration. Within data migration, we'll be discussing a Brownfield implementation. Today's date is November 11th, 2024. This is based on SAP S4 HANA. If these SAP FICO training videos are helping you on your SAP FICO training journey, please like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment in the chat. Let me know how many years of SAP FICO experience you have. So the agenda for today is check programs for SAP S4HANA readiness and migration to SAP S4HANA. Let's get into it. Data migration is a crucial part of every SAP S4HANA implementation. No matter how well the system is configured, no matter how precisely your business processes are portrayed in the SAP S4HANA solution, without a properly performed migration, implementation cannot be successful. The migration process involves numerous objects. We will concentrate on the finance objects because other logistic objects such as materials lie outside the scope of this training. From a finance point of view, we will need to migrate general ledger accounts, cost centers, profit centers, internal orders, customers, vendors, assets, banks, and related balances and open items. Brownfield implementation migration. Converting an existing SAP ERP system to SAP S4HANA is called a brownfield implementation. You must ensure that your system meets various technical requirements before you can make the conversion and that all finance settings and objects are correctly migrated to the new SAP S4HANA landscape. Before you start, you should be familiar with the conversion guide for SAP S4HANA available here. A lot of useful information also is available in the conversion document for accounting attached to SAP Note 2332030. To search for SAP Notes, visit this website. An SAP S user ID is required to access SAP Notes, which can be provided by your project manager. SAP delivers various checks and migration tools and programs to help you in these tasks. Check programs for SAP S4HANA readiness. SAP delivers multiple programs to help you identify areas that aren't compatible with the future SAP S4HANA solution. Program This program checks the readiness of fixed assets for SAP S4HANA. To execute programs in SAP, enter T code SE38. This is the initial screen to run programs. Enter the program name as shown here. Click Execute. These two options are available. SAP Simple Finance, now called SAP S4HANA Finance, was the first application from SAP to be provided for the SAP HANA database. This solution was delivered as an add-on for SAP ERP. This program can carry out checks for compliance, which are in general less stringent than the checks for SAP S4HANA. Select the checks for SAP S4HANA and proceed by clicking the execute button. Here are the errors that the program identified to fixed assets. Double-clicking an error message provides double-clicking an error message provides an error message. Double-clicking the error message provides additional information. These errors must be resolved before you can continue with the migration for fixed assets. Menu path to check the overall financial customizing settings. This is the output. This transaction determines whether your ledger, company code, and controlling area settings meet the prerequisites for migration. Menu path to check many configuration objects for different financial modules prior to migration. All of these must be checked and corrected before migration can proceed. This is the actual menu path in IMG. Menu path to a readiness program to check the general ledger settings. This check must be performed without error messages before you can continue with the migration. This is the result of the checks performed by the program. That concludes check programs for SAP S/4HANA readiness. For our final topic, let's cover migration to SAP S/4HANA in Brownfield implementation for data migration. Migration to SAP S/4HANA. After successfully eliminating all errors in the readiness check programs, you can continue with the migration of your existing SAP system data to SAP S/4HANA. Checking for Unicode conversion. As a prerequisite to the migration, you must ensure that your existing SAP system is already converted to Unicode. Unicode is a standard for representing text symbols that allows the use of a huge number of characters not available in older standards. Unicode is a mandatory prerequisite for SAP S/4HANA. Path to check if SAP system is Unicode based. Path to check if system is Unicode based. System status. In the Unicode system field, a yes or a no indicates if the system is Unicode based. If not, your basis team needs to upgrade it to Unicode. Now you are ready to start the migration from an existing SAP system to SAP S/4HANA. You will need to plan for downtime so that no users are logged on to the system during the migration. The migration should be performed over a weekend when enough downtime will be available while not disturbing the business. Analysis of transactional data. Menu path to analyze existing transactional data. Here, you can restrict the number of background jobs in the number of batch jobs field, which makes sense in systems with very high volumes of transactional data. You can specify a server group name in the server group name field. Click execute to proceed. The system displays this log of scheduled jobs. Go back to the customizing menu. Menu path to display the results of analysis of transactional data. As shown here, the system shows the number of errors found. Double-click the numbers of errors to see an overview. This is an overview of the errors. In each line, errors related to specific combinations of company code and year are shown, known as package keys for mass data processing. Double-click a line to see the individual documents with errors. Here you see the individual documents with errors. You must analyze the errors and resolve critical errors. Starting and monitoring the migration. Menu path to perform and monitor the data migration. Here you see migration runs. The runs are numbered according to their start date and time. The first run will be numbered 1. Under the Tables tab, you see the number of entries in the involved tables as shown here. Completing the migration. After all steps are complete, complete the migration. Menu path to reconcile and compare migrated data. Menu path to set migration to complete. Activities after migration. After migration, you can open the system for users. Several activities must be performed after migration, but they can be performed in a productive SAP S/4HANA system. These are the various technical steps that should be performed after the system is converted to SAP S/4HANA from a finance point of view. These activities include transfer application indexes, display status of transfer application indexes, display status of filing, filling in due dates into FI documents, fill the offsetting account in FI documents, display status of filling the offsetting account in FI documents, enrichment of balance carry forward, manual activities for trade finance, manual activities for credit management, migration of accrual engine data, deactivate reconciliation ledger. SAP menu path to said activities. Migrating to SAP S/4HANA migrates the documents from the general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, and material ledger to the new Universal Journal Table AC DACA. You also may need to migrate data from other tables in separate steps if you use certain components such as cost of sales accounting, classic profit center accounting, costing based profitability analysis. That concludes migration to SAP S/4HANA and this training video. Thank you. If these videos are helping you on your SAP FICO training journey, please like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment in the chat. Let me know how many years of SAP FICO experience you have. Thank you all for your time. Till next time. Peace.